So in this video, we are going to go for a step-by-step basis on how to create a high converting search campaign on Google Ads. So we follow each one of these sections, and for each of these sections, I either have a template or a framework for you to use from this Google Sheets here that will make your life so much easier creating your Google Ads, and will make sure you don't miss out any important sections that are integral to the success of a search campaign on Google. So let's just run over the search campaign creation checklist. So the first thing we do is we go over keyword research. Once we found our keyword research and we've identified the different themes of keywords that we can use within our ad groups, we then solidify our campaign structuring, which is pretty much how we're going to break down our ad groups, and then following that, how we are going to break down our ad copy to represent those keywords in those specific ad groups as best as possible. That's a thing called message match. I have a video on it, which I will link in the description. There's going to be quite a lot of links in the description, so make sure to find the right one. But that's really important. Message match is so important with Google Ads, and it is the easiest way to increase the quality of your campaign. So once we have sort of nailed down our keyword research and we've sort of gone over our campaign structure, the next thing to do is create our ad copy, and we have a framework for that. So this is the framework I use to create Google Ads headlines and Google Ads descriptions. And we break down our campaigns and our ad groups at this level here, so we know exactly what's going in. So when we come to the creation of it, we can simply copy and paste. I love creating everything in a Google Sheet separate to Google Ads because it makes sure you don't miss out any important or psychological factor that you use in your ad copy, which is where this framework really helps. So we make sure we include our keywords, our brand name, questions, keyword benefits, our guarantees, desired outcomes, social proofing. So all these important things you need to include, but you can easily miss if you do it straight into the Google Ads platform. So we go over the ad copy, and then we literally create the campaign on Google Ads, which is pretty much just a copy and paste job because we've created our ad copy in here and we've also done our keyword research into here. So we can copy and paste our keyword research and we can copy and paste our ad copy straight into the campaign. And then the last thing we do is we create our ad extensions. So the ones I'm going to go over specifically are Sitelinks and Callouts. And surprise, surprise, I have 25 examples of Sitelinks that you can use for free, and I have over 68 examples of callouts ad extensions that you can use once again for free. This whole master Google Sheet will be linked in the description. It'll be the first link, the most important link, so feel free to take it, and you can either make a copy here or you can go to the individual page and go to copy to new spreadsheet. Okay. So let's go down what we're actually going to be creating for this example. So I'm going to go off the examples I've already made, and we are going to create a campaign that is related to emergency plumbers in Bristol. So I already have a campaign here, but we are just going to go over how I would recreate this campaign from start to finish, and you guys can follow along and use all the frameworks I have made for you. So the aim of this example campaign we are creating is for someone typing in keywords relating to this, emergency plumber Bristol. So for the example of the company we are a plumbing service that offer emergency service response or call out. So our starting theme, and all we know is emergency plumber. So that's our first keywords we're going to use. So what we're going to do literally from that is then go to our Google Ads platform. And under tools and settings, we are going to go to our keyword planner. And simply what we're going to do is discover new keywords, and we're going to copy and paste it down there. I'm going to take out Bristol for the example here and just leave it as emergency plumber. I'm literally just going to start with one keyword, emergency plumber, as our keyword, and I'm just going to leave it as the UK. I'm not going to limit it down to Bristol. I'm just going to leave it as the UK. And we click on get results. And the idea of this keyword research is I automatically go to emergency plumber for my sort of keywords that I would search into Google, but not everyone may use emergency plumber as their keywords. And this is what our keyword research does. It identifies our themes we're going to use in our individual ad groups. And this is where we find our keywords to put in those ad groups. So once we're in this section, I want to go to filter down by average monthly searches to have the most at the top and going down. So first of all, what I want to do here is basically identify my ad group themes that I'm going to create. So the first one I can see is the one I've created already. So emergency plumber near me. So this one's emergency plumber in Reading. Okay, it's got, see, yeah, I'm noticing how the location is very important. So Guildford, Reading. So maybe what I'm going to go do here is just add in emergency plumber Bristol as well. Okay, so first of all, what I'm identifying is emergency plumber. So that's one there, emergency plumber. The next one I'm identifying is 24-hour plumber. So that's another sort of terminology that people use that I initially didn't use. So this is the benefit of keyword research. We find out the other types of wordings that people like to use when searching on Google. So 24-hour plumber, 24/7, 24/7. So that's another one. We're up to 3 ad group themes now. And okay, so there's a few more. And basically what you want to do, once you've identified your themes, you want to go to your template here, which is your keyword research template. And we are going to identify our different ad groups here. So the first one we've identified is emergency plumber. The second one we've identified is 24-hour plumber. Thirdly is urgent plumber. And fourth is same day plumber. All from just going down this list from our initial emergency plumber and identifying the keyword themes that we can use in different ad groups. Because if we have someone who is typed in 24-hour plumber near me, we want to make sure those exact words are replicated within our ad copy. And this is why being as specific with your keywords to your ad copy, so your headlines and your descriptions will have this similar terminology, this similar wording, will make sure it is as relevant as possible and the message is matching throughout. Again, message match is very important. So that is section 1 done. So we've done our keyword research. We have then done our campaign structuring because we have identified our ad group themes through the different terminologies people are using for emergency plumbers. So we have emergency plumber, 24-hour plumber, urgent plumber, and same day plumber. So that's done. Okay, so we're getting along. The next section here is to go over our ad copy. So typically what I like to do is I like to keep my ad groups as similar as possible to each other. So hence why emergency plumber, 24-hour plumber, urgent plumber, same day plumber. You could have put these in the same ad group. But what we can do by segmenting them out into individual ad groups is we can tailor our ad copy to be dominant to emergency plumber in our headlines for this one, for the people searching for emergency plumber. For the next one, we can have 24-hour plumber as our dominant keywords in our ad copy for our headlines and our descriptions, and same for urgent plumber and same for same day plumber. We can be more specific with our ad copy to match the keywords the user is searching for. And that is exactly why I like to be more granular with my choices of ad groups and my choices of keywords, because I can be more specific with the ad copy I use in my headlines and descriptions. So let's look at the next framework I've created for you guys, which is our search campaign ad copy framework. So I have a video going over this in detail. I also have a video going over the keyword research in detail. So I'll make sure to link those below. So the next thing we want to do is our ad copy. So typically what I do, because my ad groups are very, very similar to each other, I create the first ad and I do it to a very good standard. I follow the themes of headlines I have here, which I have the first 4 headlines being keyword specific to emergency plumbers, emergency call out plumber, emergency plumbing service. The next one we have is our brand name and our service. Next one we have is asking a question, because asking a question starts a cognitive thinking process. They automatically think of that question in their head and they answer it. And if you can make it a good enough question, they will answer it consciously rather than subconsciously. Next thing we talk about are keyword benefits. So the benefits to our emergency plumbing service, that is. After that, we want to talk about the desired outcome, because they don't actually care about your service. They care about the outcome that is going to be achieved from using your service. And then we talk about any guarantees we may have, because guarantees are a great way to reduce any friction and take away the risk the user has from using your service, the monetary risk typically, and puts it from them onto you. So it leaves them with very little reason not to go through with your product or service. So after that, we have social proofing for headline 11 and 12. Then we have scarcity for headline 13. It's great to get people to act right now. And then 14 and 15, we have our calls to actions. I like to use two very different calls to actions to test them out. And then we move into our descriptions. I like to break down my descriptions into two sections, 2 or 3 sections typically. So the first section here, we define our offer, and then we back it up with some scarcity for description 1. Description 2, we talk over our key features or benefits, and then we back it up or follow it on with some social proofing. Description number 3, we have our value proposition, so the value that the user is going to gain from using your product or service, and then we follow it on with a call to action. And then finally, description 4, we have a product guarantee, and then we follow it on with another call to action. And this section here is our final URL, which is a place where your advert is going to link to on your website. And once again, you want this to be as specific to emergency plumber as possible. So you wouldn't want to link this to your homepage of your plumbing services website. You would want to link it to the specific landing page you have on emergency plumbing callouts. So there's a theme here about being very specific with your Google ads, because when you can be more specific, you can be more relevant to what the user is searching for and avoid having a high bounce rate, which is people clicking through to your website, not finding what they want and bouncing straight away, going off the website straight away, and you potentially just losing out of that £1 click because of your lack of relevancy within your Google ads. Okay, so we have that. So we have our ad copy covered. Again, I have a video going over this in detail, so make sure to watch that one. And next thing we go on to is creating campaign on Google Ads. So this is where it all comes together, and we'll create this one here. So now we have all of the hard work done and out of the way, and done in frameworks that make sure we cover every important aspect needed. We can put all that hard work into the easiest part, which is literally copy and pasting it into our campaign and making sure the settings are all right and so forth. But the hard work is done, trust me. So what we're going to do is go to campaigns or go to your homepage, and we're going to click on plus, create campaign, continue with this. And what we want to select here is a search campaign. So for this example, we are going to focus on website visits. We can also add in phone calls as well if you want. I'm going to go over that in another video in the future, so make sure to check out my channel for that. And finally, we're just going to title our campaign, and we have our campaign title here. Because I've already made one, I'm just going to make it 2 at the start. And we go through and continue, start new. We are focusing on conversions. What we do when we typically start a campaign is we start with maximize clicks, because maximize clicks will gain data quicker. And once we have a good amount of data, amount of impressions, clicks to the websites or conversions, we then change it to maximize conversions, for example, or a target CPA. But we start with max clicks. Let's go to next. In our campaign settings, we want to unselect search network. And because these are just irrelevant, they waste your budget, they're not actually very specific, and they don't show it. These are taking the spend you can use on the search engine, the search engine results page from Google, and puts it onto search networks. I automatically unselect these. So let's go our location targeting. And what we're going to do is just type in Bristol, United Kingdom. And once we have that, we're just going to expand this out a bit. Show all areas. Once I've selected show all areas, I'm just going to add a few more sections around Bristol that I want to target. Almondsbury, Stoke Gifford, Okay, that's quite big. But this is what you can do. it's really good to, oh no, I don't want to select Somerset. So I'll unselect that. Okay. So that section around Bristol we have. Thornbury is quite big. I'm going to remove that. And anywhere else we can use? Keynsham, Salford. I think we'll cover that. Long Ashton. No, not Somerset. Okay, so we do that. Make sure if you want to select that, you just go and show all areas here. It's a great way to just add some more sections or more locations around your main area. Okay, so I'm happy with that sort of selection size for our location. And I'm just going to go on save. So now we are here. And the targeting, we want to put people in or regularly in your target location. The main difference between these two is this one shows people in, regularly in, or who have shown interest in your targeted location. But because we serve an area specifically, we want to make sure these people are in or regularly in your location, not have shown interest, because that can be people outside of this radius. So make sure to select this one if you need to be specific to your location targeting. So the next one we have is our language. We're going to set to English. We're not going to do anything with audience segments just yet. I have another video on that, but to start with, it won't be so essential. Your targeting is based on the keywords you're using. To start with, you can add in audiences later, and I'll show you that in another video. So this is where we talk about ad group. What we want to do is simply go to our research templates, and we want to call the first one emergency plumber. And then if we can just select all these and just add in those all into there like that, and we have emergency plumber there. These will be automatically created to broad match, which we will then later change to phrase match keywords. Even though Google wants us to move to broad match, I still can't trust it just yet. It's still too broad for me at this point in time. So what we're going to do is go to our ad copy template now. Where has that gone? Here it is. And we're simply just going to run through and copy and paste each of these sections into the sections we have here. Okay, so I'm just going to whiz through that quickly and find a call to action to use. So I'm just going to have this one, emergency plumber. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. There we have 15 headlines done. That's the maximum amount of headlines you can use. And they are filled up goods, and we are getting our ad strength to good already. So let's look into our descriptions now. Descriptions are a lot quicker. Okay, cool. So there's our descriptions done. For site links, I'm going to add the site links after and not within this section, because I'm going to go through and show you how to create those site links. And I prefer to do it at the main platform section rather than specifically in the ad. So there you go. We have that done. We have our keyword selected here. I'm going to go to next. And bearing in mind, we've only created one ad group, which is fine. Rather than adding the ad groups and each ad in at the same time, what we're going to do is just publish this campaign, and then we're going to go through and duplicate those ad groups and just tweak out the keywords, change those out for the other keywords, and we're just going to tweak the ad copy, because we only need to change selected keywords within our headlines and our descriptions. The rest of our ad copy is okay to use and repeat because our ad groups are all themed together. So custom budget, I'm just going to set this to 10p. Ooh. And publish campaign. Cool. So now we have our campaign published here. I'm just going to quickly go to it, go to the ad groups. I first of all just want to turn this off, actually. All campaigns. Just because the campaign's not fully done yet, so I want to pause it until we have it fully finished. So let's go to 2. Let's go to our ad groups, and then under our search keywords here, I'm just going to copy and paste these, and I'm just going to change these all to phrase match because I don't want to have those all on broad. Okay, So our next job is to just perfect this ad group from start to finish, which we've done with our keywords, we've done with our ad copy. The next thing we need to do is, before duplicating it, is to add in our ad extensions. So let's go to assets. So under ads and assets, we go to assets, which is where we're going to add our site links and our callouts. So look at our site links. What we have now, we only have one at account level, but we need to add in a few site links that are relevant to this campaign here. So under this Google Sheets here, we have 25 site link examples for you to use. So we're just going to copy and paste a few, like you can do yourself, but we also want to make sure we have some tailored site links in there, which you would have to do for your business specifically. I'm not going to do that in this example, but I'm just going to go over the free ones you can use in this download. So once we have the campaign selected, let's go to the campaign. You can do it specific to the ad groups, but because my ad groups are very themed around one particular area, which is emergency plumber, my site links are all going to be relevant to each of the ad groups. If your ad groups are wildly varying in the targeting they're using for their keywords they're targeting, then you would want to do this to the ad group level of a certain campaign. Okay, but for this example, I don't want to do that. For this example, I can just do it to the campaign. So we're going to go under create new, and we're simply going to go to here and call now contact us. We use contact us for this example. Get in contact today by phone or email. And I'm just going to go to this random URL and use it for this example. So let's go to another one. About us. These probably aren't relevant to this sort of campaign, but this is just an example for you to use. Find out more. Company name. Cool. And about. Do you have an about page? About us. And we're just going to find an about us URL to use. Okay, let's just go for one more. Services. Cool. Again, let's find the services page. Cool. Cool. There we are. We have a site links that have been added to our campaign here. So we have site links done. Next thing we want to do is add our callouts. So we have some at account level already, but let's just add some more specific to the campaign level. And in this tab here, we have 68 callout examples we are going to use. So let's just create a few examples. Let's just copy a few examples here. 24-hour customer service, 4.8 on Trustpilot. I like that one. Fast callout response. That's a good one to use. Award-winning service. We use that one as well. Competitive prices. Okay, there you are, and we have 5 callouts already. Cool. And we're just going to click save. Cool. So we now have site links attached to our emergency plumber campaign here, which we can see here. Those are attached, and we also have site links attached. So the next job is to just duplicate the ad group and change out the keywords used in our targeting and change out the keywords we are displaying in our headlines and descriptions. So let's just check our ad group. We changed these to phrase, did we not? Yes, we did. Perfect. So I'm just going to go back to ad group, and what we do here is click on edit, and we click copy, and we go paste. And this will just duplicate this ad group. Okay, so now that's been duplicated, we will see we have emergency plumber number 2. So the next part of this is to simply copy and paste our keywords for our next ad group, which we're going to call 24-hour plumber. I'm just going to rename this to that. Save. 24-hour plumber. And the first thing we're going to do is go to our keywords here, select them, and just remove. because those aren't relevant to our ad group now. And I'm going to go to these, copy and paste. We'll wait for these to be removed. There we go. And we're simply going to copy and paste these ones. And I don't like using broad. I use phrase match to begin with. So we're going to change these all to phrase match. So there we have our keywords changed out. The next thing to do is go to our ads and just change out some of the headlines for the keywords we want to use within our 24-hour plumber. So I'm just going to put this to the right here, and I'm just going to go through and change a few of these. Okay, I just noticed in my first ad, because I was going quite quickly, I ended up putting in a headline in the description. So luckily we went through and saw that. There we are. So we, instead of having emergency plumber as our main keywords in here, they are now 24-hour plumber. And we click save. And there you go. So those ones are fully done now. So the next idea would be to go through and change it out for an urgent plumber and change it out for same day plumber, until we have all our ad groups matching to these. So we have emergency plumber, we have same day plumber here, which is same day plumber near me, and we have urgent plumber here. And overall, that's the quickest way to create a campaign, and the best way to create a campaign to make sure you don't miss out any important psychological factors, especially within our ad copy, and to make sure we cover all of the relevant keyword themes we can use in our separate ad groups. I haven't gone over the negative keywords. There is another video where I go over that, so make sure to watch that. So that's it for this video. If you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message about anything Google ads, Facebook ads, or marketing related. I would love to answer your questions and just grow my network. So thank you guys. That's it for me. See you on the next one.